So today we're going to be going over 10 of the strongest eau de parfum fragrance flankers. So a couple months back I did a similar video with parfum fragrance flankers and you guys really seem to like that one. So it's pretty self-explanatory here. All of these fragrances are an eau de parfum and they are also all a flanker. So none of these are like a standalone release that started out as an eau de parfum. Essentially, you can look at all of these as an improvement over the original eau de toilette, but of course that's all subjective. But the idea behind this is that these are all strong fragrances. They're all good performers. Like for example, Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum. Yeah, that's an eau de parfum. Yeah, that's a flanker, but no, it is not strong. So stuff like that is not going to be in here. All of these are good performers and they're better performers over their original eau de toilette. I think we all understand that at this point. Let's jump into it. First up, we have Yves Saint Laurent Y Eau de Parfum. Started off right here and get this one out of the way because I feel like if I didn't include this in this video, it would be missing a very important fragrance here, because this is by far, in my opinion, one of the best eau de parfum flankers out there. Because if you've smelled the eau de toilette and you've experienced how it performs, at least on me, it doesn't do so well. Now that fragrance is a little bit more fresh, and so you may not expect it to be super strong, but it's not really all that affordable either, so that kind of sucks. But you know what? Yves Saint Laurent decided that they were going to step it up. They released the eau de parfum, and it has become like one of the best-selling men's fragrances within the past couple years. It just made it #1 in a video I just uploaded recently on the highest-rated fragrances of 2021. If you look on all of the retailers, Macy's, Ulta, Sephora, this one here is like up at the top. It has the most reviews and kind of the best rating overall. And one of the main reasons why this one does so well is the performance is out of this world, crazy good. Super strong stuff, great fragrance to have around in your collection as a dumb reach, mass-pleasing scent. Next up, we have Armani Code Absolu. So this one here is an eau de parfum. Your mind may go to Armani Code Profumo first, mainly because it came out before Absolu, but Armani Code Profumo is actually technically a parfum concentration, so they did it a little bit out of order to some extent, releasing, the parfum, and now they're coming back with an EDP. They've released other stuff in between there, but just something to keep in mind. Code Profumo technically wouldn't qualify for the list, but this one does, given that it is an eau de parfum. It has vanilla, suede, tonka bean, and orange in here. Absolutely breathtaking. I love it. This one was recently on sale for $60 for this size bottle for a Black Friday sale at Macy's. Unfortunately, it did sell out. I know a lot of you guys did comment and say that you were able to secure a bottle, so that's why I always recommend get subscribed to the channel. Whenever deals like that pop up, I post them on my community tab. It makes it super easy for you to get there. When stuff like that happens, you gotta act quick. So for all the people who got a bottle, I'm glad. I will continue to keep watching because that sale was supposed to run until the 27th of November. And so if they're able to get more in stock and they decide they want to continue running the sale, I'll keep an eye out, and if it does happen, I will post it there as soon as I can, and you guys can jump on it. But great fragrance. It is an absolute no-brainer at $60, and in my opinion, it's a no-brainer at the retail price either. Fantastic fragrance, and it's very strong. Next up, we have Ferragamo Uomo Signature. Tonka bean, coffee, leather, and cardamom are some of the main notes in here. Love this stuff. In my opinion, overall is probably the better fragrance compared to the original Uomo. So between the two, I think Signature is just a bit more well done. And the reason why is because you get a little bit more of a balance here in this one. The original Uomo is very sweet. This one is still very sweet, but the leather, the coffee, helps to even it out a little bit. This one is an eau de parfum concentration, and it is incredibly strong. Now, to be fair, the original is also strong, but also this one is strong too, so it qualifies for the video. Next up, we have Azzaro Chrome Extreme eau de parfum. So we have sea notes, orange, juniper berries, and cashmerean. I've done a buying guide video on the whole lineup, so I encourage you to check that out if you're kind of lost and trying to make a decision on which one you should buy. And I really like this one. To give you a little spoiler alert here, this is one of my favorites from the entire lineup, easily, by far. And the reason why is because it smells a little bit like a much more expensive aquatic fragrance, Acqua di Gio Profondo. That one is not all that affordable. It's quite expensive. This one here is more affordable, not quite as much of a cheapie as some of the other chrome flankers, but it's easier to digest for sure. And I also find that out of all of the other chrome flankers, this is one of the best performing. Typically with that line, you get pretty mediocre performance, but this one does really well. Great flanker all around, and again, easily one of their best releases here. Really good and worth a pickup. Next up, we have Dior Sauvage Intense, one that I love to feature and one that I really love to wear and smell and enjoy. I like this stuff. We have white tobacco, woody notes, nutmeg. I believe there's a caviar note in here, which is strange, or maybe that's in the original, I can't remember. But I don't know what caviar smells like, so I'm not going to be able to pinpoint that for you, unfortunately. But this fragrance here is really good. It's a warm, spicy, woody scent. The white tobacco gives off a bit of a fresh floral component. You get some spices, you get sweetness, a little bit of a freshness from how the florals are. It's really, really pleasant. And for me, it's in a way a bit unique. Now, it's not like a mind-blowing scent. It's not one that's niche quality and it's gonna, you're gonna fall in love with it from that regard, but it's very pleasant. And there's something about it that always has me come back to it. I mean, there's a reason why out of all the fragrances I have, I still talk about Dior Sauvage Intense out of all things, right? I think it's really solid. It's very pleasant. A lot of you guys would like it. This one here is an eau de parfum. It's got good performance. It's a great compliment getter. Don't sleep on it. Give it a try. Next up, we have Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So, of course, this guy had to be in here. I mean, it's Sauvage EDP. It's a strong fragrance. It's a little bit more smooth, a little bit more refined compared to the Eau de Toilette. And nowadays there are speculations of the Eau de Toilette being reformulated or watered down or that sort of thing, or maybe it doesn't perform as good as what people are claiming here. And so, I'm not saying that's not possible. I haven't experienced it for myself because I haven't bought a new bottle yet. I have plenty of my bottles that I bought a long time ago. I don't need any more. Trust me, I don't need more Sauvage. So I can't talk to that. But I know that with the Eau de Parfum, this one here still seems to have the general consensus of being a really strong performer. And I think if you are worried about the reformulation thing with the EDT, you might just be better off going with this one so you don't psych yourself out and be worried that you made the wrong decision. I get great performance out of the EDP. A little bit less projection, but superior longevity. Still a very, very strong fragrance. Potent stuff. You don't need a lot of it. A little goes a long way, which is good given the price. And hey, of course, it's a mass-pleasing compliment monster. Up next, we have Azzaro Wanted by Night. Yep, I'm sorry. You're tired of seeing Wanted by Night. I understand that. This fragrance has just been all over the place lately. But for people watching this years down the line, when this hype has fizzed out a little bit, for people who, just are like, okay, whatever, I want strong fragrances. I don't care if it's talked about a million times. Here you go. Wanted by Night. It is by far a massive improvement over the original Wanted Eau de Toilette. This is miles better than Tonic, and it's almost neck to neck with the Most Wanted, the newest. I still prefer this one, so I guess the Most Wanted is kind of neck to neck with this one here. I believe that one is an Eau de Parfum Intense, or maybe it is a Parfum. I can't remember for sure if they went that route. I think they might have. But the point is, this EDP here, it's stronger, it's richer, it's overall the superior fragrance in my opinion. Fantastic fragrance for not a lot of money, and it's great in the cool weather. Running down to the end of these strong Eau de Parfum fragrances, we have Gentleman Eau de Parfum by Givenchy. Vanilla, iris, balsam, and pepper are going to be some of the key ingredients here. So this one gets a little bit of a comparison to Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo Intense, that sort of thing, and there is a comparison. What I will say the differences are, though, is that overall, out of those two fragrances there, this Gentleman is going to be the easier one to pull off. It's going to be more mass-pleasing because it's a bit more obtainable for the general public. Some may smell Dior Homme Intense and think it has too much of a lipsticky iris type of smell. Same goes with the Valentino. This one here, the iris is done in a different way. It's mixed with other notes. Other notes are at the forefront here to kind of to balance it in a way to where I think it's just a bit more accessible to a lot of people. Now, even though I love Dior Homme Intense, I really like Valentino Uomo Intense, I still really like this Gentleman, and I reach for it. I wear it. There's times where I like to wear this over the Dior and over a lot of other fragrances in my collection. You know, it's one that's more affordable than those other two. Some people may look at the price point and think that maybe it'll be not as good because it's cheaper, but I disagree with that. I think with everything considered here, the price, the performance, the quality, super smooth, the blend, it's a really good bang for your buck. If you want a cool weather fragrance that's going to set you apart from the crowd, that's going to have good performance, good quality, and let's face it, it is from a nice brand here, Givenchy, I think you really need to check this one out if you haven't already. By no means is it a hidden gem. It's been talked about quite a bit, but if you're still on the fence, give it a shot. We have a Paco Rabanne fragrance up next. This one is Pure XS Night Eau de Parfum. So with this here, we're just comparing this up against Pure XS Eau de Toilette. Now there's a whole line of XS fragrances. We're not comparing to those, just the Pure lineup. Pure XS Night. This one's an Eau de Parfum, the original's an Eau de Toilette, that sort of thing. And so for sure, this Eau de Parfum night version is much stronger than the Eau de Toilette and also much spicier. Caramel, myrrh, vanilla, ginger, and ginseng are some of the main notes. You get that ginseng and that ginger right off the top. It is incredibly spicy when you first spray it on. So don't let that, you know, scare you off. Give it a chance. If you're like, holy crap, that's too much, just trust me. Let it dry down, and it gets so smooth, so warm. The caramel comes through. You get this nice creaminess, this vanilla, the sweetness. It dries down to just a fantastic scent. And this and the original Pure XS are two fantastic fragrances. I think they're some of the best from the entire Paco Rabanne designer brand, but this night version especially is really good. It's a much better performer than the original. The quality seems to be a bit better here. I find that this one would probably appeal to fragrance enthusiasts more than the Eau de Toilette would. I just think this one here is one that a lot of you guys would really enjoy if you decided to give it a shot. And last up for this video, Azzaro PH Intense Eau de Parfum Intense. So that's the concentration, Eau de Parfum Intense. I'm not sure what the difference is there, if anything, but that's what it is. Still an Eau de Parfum, and is essentially just a flanker of the original. So what's interesting is that this still has some of that original Azzaro PH smell. And for those who are unaware, that would be an aromatic fougere, kind of a more classic, old school style smell. But don't be too worried, don't be scared. With this one here, the addition is this rum, this brandy, this cinnamon. It has an alcoholic type of smell, a lot of a spiciness, a very, very heavy focus on warmer notes. It is for sure a fall and wintertime scent. Kind of has the spiced rum, holidays type of smell to it. This here, in my opinion, for the price of about $40 is what it goes for. Has to be one of the best finds I've ever found. The best finds I've ever found, if that makes sense. One of my best discoveries. I'm so happy with it. It's so well done. Anyone who likes boozy fragrances, anyone who likes warm, spicy scents, and you like something that's a good performer for not a lot of money, if all of that stuff is you got to get your hands on this one. Absolutely love it. Azzaro PH Intense, such a fantastic flanker and much stronger, at least on my skin, compared to the EDT. Alrighty guys, there you have it. That is 10 of the strongest Eau de Parfum fragrance flankers out there, in my opinion, or, you know, there's probably more than this. In fact, there was a couple that I did leave out just to make the list a bit more fresh. But these are, you know, some of the really big heavy hitters here. Probably almost do a part 2 to this video, but we'll have to see. Let me know down below what are some of your favorite and strongest Eau de Parfum fragrance flankers. I'm always excited to hear from you guys. Remember to get subscribed, that way I can keep you up to date on any Black Friday deals. There are also some other deals down in the description currently at the time of this video. You can get Aqua de Jo Absolu for $50, and there's a few other ones as well, about half off the price down there. And so I encourage you to check that out before those sell out. That's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.